everyone. Welcome to the most prominent podcast dedicated to New Japan Pro Wrestling content, Chris's Chaos, right here on Channel Cortez. I am your host, Chris Cortez, and on this Wednesday, July 31st, 2024, we are all sweating our cojones off, and I am giving you the IWC's best review of the G1 Climax 34, both nights 5 and night 6, both A block and B block. Knocking them out because I am behind. Today they just went ahead and covered night 8, so I have to go tomorrow and do 7 and 8. If I can do that, I will be caught up. And I know night 9 isn't taking place till August 3rd, maybe August 2nd actually, but it'll be August 3rd for most time. For the most part, I believe it's going to be a very late night on August 2nd in Japan. So that means that it'll, for the most part, be August 3rd. Either way, I'll get to that, and I should be caught up by night 10. So we'll be good to go. And I've managed to keep my eyes closed for any, spoilers or leaks. People don't talk enough about New Japan. That just goes to tell you how much people talk about New Japan and what's going on. You couldn't do that, much with WWE. I've gone maybe a day or two without watching a pay-per-view and hope that someone doesn't post something on Facebook or Twitter or whatever. Anywho, but not so much with New Japan do we have to worry about that. It's so hot that I got my windows open behind me. I don't care, This ain't no green screen. This is my live studio. And one day I do have a green screen. I might put that to the test. But for now, I want to keep the curtains. I got a dragon coming up on my wall, my signature dragon that I like to post. It'll be perfect for that right behind me. And who knows? I might stick with that. Got a new overlay for G1 34. Should be cool. And also, I just released predictions for SummerSlam 2024. Had to do it. Everybody seems to be talking about it. I said, let me throw in my 2 cents. I'm usually pretty good about predictions. Right on the money. It's going to be cool. Sound quality of that was a little bit scratchy. I don't know what happened, but hopefully this one goes better. And this is, of course, my focus. But that is a detour before the storm. You can check it out on my YouTube channel at Channel Cortez. Also, be sure to hit that like or subscribe button. Join me on Twitter, Instagram at ChannelCortez33. Put some comments below. Let me know what you think of G1 Climax. Who do you think is going to win? And what do you think are the best matches so far? So the 5th night of this tournament took place on July 27th. Okay, so 4 days ago, again at the Messe at Nagasaki Convention Center in Nagasaki. And quite a few matches here. Quick, look at some of the tag matches just so we can just say we talked about them for a little bit, but going to focus on the singles matches. First match, Nari and Konosuke Takeshita working together. This just told me what was going to happen versus Katsuya Murashima and Shoma Kato. Takeshita, with that hard forearm shot, he seals the victory. Murashima really did his best against these two monsters. Same with Kato. But just Hanari and Takeshita, which we'll talk about after when we get to night 6, was such a great match. Probably the match of the night for night 6. And everyone kind of saw that coming. If you're watching this, you had to believe that would be the match of the night. And sure enough, it really was. Goto versus Tsuji was fantastic as well. But let's talk second match. We got Oleg Boltin and Toru Yano defeating Gorillas of Destiny. El Fantasmo and Yato. You can't really blame ELP and Yato, who doesn't even perform on a regular basis. So Yano gets a low blow, gets a roll up for the win. So Yano's, 1/3 of the never open weight trios champion, six-man tag team championship. So, good on him. United Empire, Jeff Cobb, Francesco Akira defeated just 5 guys, Taka Michinoku and Yuya Uemura. So Akira once again uses the fireball knees that he did the night before to pin Taka. Taka Michinoku looking great as always. Fourth match, House of Torture, Ren Narita and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. So great to see Kanemaru back in action versus the Bullet Club War Dogs, Finley and Goto. Kanemaru gets the roll up on Goto for the win. It's, like I said, great to see him. And he will get involved in that match between Narita and Finley, which actually was a fantastic match. Surprisingly well how Narita did against the leader of the Bullet Club. So, and by the way, yeah, one thing I forgot, Narita and Finley, they were fighting all the way to the backstage after this match. So the real, they're setting up for a good brawl, and that's what we got in night 6. Fifth match, Los Ingobernables de Japón, Bushi and Yota Tsuji. Great tag match. A great combination versus Tomoaki Honma and Hiroki Goto. Tsuji hits the Gene Blaster Spear on Honma for the win. Makes sense. Doesn't, take out Goto. Following a code breaker from Bushi. These two work really well together. That's all I got to say about that. Goto and Tsuji had a hell of a match. I really thought Tsuji was going to win, just how much he was putting the punishment on Goto. But Goto came back heroically. He's really is the hero of New Japan. Hiroki Goto. He's a great, great wrestler. Always liked him. I'm so happy that he was able to win his match in night 6 on the main event. So, we will talk more about that, but it was just big highlights. We could talk about some big highlights movie before we get into the actual singles matches. Obviously, the big ones. Evil defeats Naito. Who isn't going to beat Naito on this G1? I'm sure a lot of people are starting to poke fun at this, and I don't like it one bit. But so he needs to get some wins. He got one win against Jake Lee, who's the one guy actually would have been okay with him losing. All these other guys, Evil, no, shouldn't have lost to Evil. And the way it ended, it just literally took the air right out of the crowd. It looked so set up for Naito to win. We'll talk about that more. And then, yes, Goto defeating Tsuji was just a big one. It was a big win for Goto. And so we'll talk about those two highlights of each night. But we'll get into Callum Newman versus Shingo Takagi. Outstanding. This was a surprise. We get to start off with the test of strength. Newman going, obviously he's going to pick up the pace because he cannot outstrength Shingo Takagi. Get some chain wrestling. Shoulder tackle exchanges. Shingo takes down Newman. Bounces back up. Shoving contest. Both run the ropes quite well. Shoulder tackle. No budge from either. Shingo gets the upper hand after clotheslining Newman out of the ring, then sends him to the barricade. He drops Newman on his head to the ring edge, followed by a DDT onto the floor. Back in the ring, elbow drop, senton splash, suplex, pin attempt, all Shingo, all day at this point. Exchange of strikes. Newman goes down, but a kick up and into an enziguri. He then gets the stomp on the spine of Shingo, running drop kick, big moonsault onto Shingo on the floor. Flying forearm. You got the enziguri. It's all Newman now. Nice lariat, rugby kick, pin attempt. Oz cutter countered. He's going to try to hit this Oz cutter, but he's not going to make it happen. We get a Bushiani, a knee drop, pin attempt. Takagi time. Excellently delivered. Takagi time. Big headbutt, sliding bomber. But Newman back at 1 gets a kick, but hit by the bomber. Near fall. Strike exchange. Newman gets a big knee strike. Shingo with a strike. Newman with a Spanish fly. Near fall. Spin kick. Again goes for the Oz cutter. Shingo strikes the back of Newman's head. Big lariat. Near fall. Last the dragon. Fought off, but not the poison Rana. Strikes DDT. Newman out of nowhere with the Oz cutter. So he gets the win with that Oz cutter. At first glance, it looked like the Newman was spiked by the DDT, but he escaped disaster. Does the kick up. Nice first singles match. Shingo, he's going to take on Gabe Kidd next. Newman will take on Evil. This match was about 12 minutes and 51 seconds. So, nice little match. Was not disappointed in that. So, we move forward to the 7th match. Sonata versus Gabe Kidd. Okay, this is a great match. A very good match. Good match for Sonata to win and show that he's still on top of his game. And Gabe Kidd is no slouch. Gabe Kidd is a very tough opponent. Could beat anybody in this tournament. And you're going to get some cursing and disrespectfulness towards anyone he wrestles, which Sonata is no different. Before the match, Kidd tells the audience to shut the F up. We get the bell ring. feel each other out, some biting on Sonata into the Kimura lock, okay, from Kid. Outside barricades goes Sonata. A lot of disrespect from Kid. No surprise there. Sonata back in at 19. Nice strike from Kid. Sonata pressed to the top rope, begins to fight back. Kid calling Sonata a bitch, then taunting him. Sonata eye pokes Kid. Kid bites him. Running drop kick, standing drop kick. Sonata, excellent switch, targets the knees, then the head of Kid, who goes outside. Sonata hits the plancha. Back in the ring, Sonata hits the Russian leg sweep, pin attempt, all, signature Sonata moves in his arsenal. Saito suplex, Kid, and then into the crossface. He stomps on Sonata, double axe handle. Seems to kind of piss Sonata off, okay? We get a drop kick, looks kind of weak, but not the magic screw, okay? Using the top rope does Sonata. Shining Wizard missed. Kid gets the lariat. Big German to Sonata, who lands on his feet and delivers the Shining Wizard. Dead fall, countered into a Drilla pile driver, near fall. Again, this is getting into that fourth gear. Weird moment when Sonata hits a moonsault. It looks like he leaps almost too high. He eventually catches Kid with the dead fall for the win. Kid takes on Takagi next. Sonata faces Naito. This is a 12-minute, 13-minute match. Nice little match. Would love it on any program. So I was happy with that. 8th match, Shota Umino versus Grado Khan. Man, I really wanted to see Khan win, but he's going 0 for like 3 now. He's got to win at some point. And they did this last year. I don't like it. He's got a great, set of moves. He looks good in the ring, looks vicious, looks like he can go toe-to-toe with anybody in the ring, but they just don't give him a good start. So bell sounds. They start swinging all right off the bell. Umino forearm uppercuts Khan to bring him down. Khan gets back up, dumps Umino over the top rope onto the floor. He sends Umino to the barricades. We get double chops. Khan remains in control for several minutes. He applies a shoulder lock to keep Umino on his back until a rope break. Applies a reverse triangle, then also locks the leg. Pin attempt. More of Khan just being in control. Umino builds the rage after being kicked a few times, delivers a drop kick to turn the tables. Nice fisherman suplex and a bridge, near fall. Very good by Umino. Umino, again, this match is definitely highlighting Umino's skills as well. They want their new generation to succeed, and in order to do that, they need to get the majority of wins. So that is what we are seeing in this G1 Climax, for the record. Drop toe hold over the top rope to the floor. DDTs, Khan on the ring edge. Ref counts to about 12. Umino drop kick from the top. Suplex near fall. Khan counters into a German suplex. Gets some time to breathe. They get back up and exchange shots in the end. Umino with an enziguri key ignition. Khan with a straight right hand. Just epic right hand to knock out Umino. And a face plant by Khan. Gut wrench into the choke. Locks in the shoulder with the head until a rope break. At this point, I really did think that this was going for Khan because he's pulling out all the stops. He's very unorthodox stretch of the spine into the helicopter slam, near fall. A lot of things that Khan does is unorthodox. He is a very unorthodox wrestler. FGO, dragon suplex by Khan. But Umino hits dead to rights or Death Rider. Very similar looking to the dead fall by Sonata. Very near fall. Umino now raging, thinking he had won, but what does he do? He hits one more Death Rider. Oh, sorry, Blaze Blade. It's like a hidden blade. Then he hits the Death Rider, of course. And at that point, I was like, oh, crap. Khan lost again. 1, 2, 3. Umino is your winner. Khan, 0-3, takes on Jake Lee, of all people. Umino, 2-1, takes on Sabre. So, Umino might be able to be the guy to take out Sabre. 15:06 was this match. Nice match. Good time. I thought this was Khan's match. I'm waiting. I'm hoping. Got 9th match, semi-final match, semi-main event for this night. Zack Sabre Jr. with Kosei Fujita, of course, versus Jake Lee. This match really had me thinking Jake Lee was going to win. A-Block, this should have been gone to Jake Lee, I think. Because he gets he's lost to Naito. Okay, he lost to Evil, whatever. He beat Sonata within under 5 minutes. Is amazing. If he would have beaten Zack Sabre, that would have just shown, okay, this guy, he may take a couple losses, but he's beating like the top guys. So it really doesn't matter if he takes a loss here and there. But this one, especially the way it was built, and and throughout the pace and just the way it was built up in the match made it suggest that Jake Lee was going to win this one. Very anticipating match, this one. I was looking forward to it. Got the most technical wrestler in the world versus the most sinister wrestler in the world. Zach with his brand of chain wrestling. Again, not phasing Lee. He's got these long limbs. He's able to kind of like do what he needs to do to keep away from Sabre. Lee sits down to give Sabre some more of a fighting chance. He's actually like giving him the opportunity. Lee works his way to the ropes. Zach seems a little unsure and a little blown up, to be honest with you. I'm going to grab this remote control real quick and turn up because I'm getting blown up with this air quality. You stop it right there. The last 2 days in Germany have been gone up to 90, 89. I know that's not like nothing for the East Coast of the United States. They're freaking out. Probably like we don't have AC though. We do not have your air conditioning all over the place. We have air conditioning in one room because that's all we can do. And so yeah. So, you know, but when you got all the doors closed, the lights on, it gets hot when I record in here. Other than that, I'm fine. But yeah, these last 2 days have been the hottest of the summer in Germany. But, you know, Lee, he bows to Lee. I guess because Jake Lee had, you know, survived all chain wrestling. Lee kicks Sabre down, then bows, you know, with pressure on the knee. It's a nice kick we get a nice kick by Sabre calling out Jake Lee. I like it when he does that. Calls out the name of the opponent before he kicks him. Armbar along the ropes. Very nice. Very technical by the most technical wrestler in the world. Sabre on top working the wrist. They make their way outside. And Jake Lee sends Sabre to the barricades. Ring edge. Hard knees to the body. He's beating the crap out of Sabre as they're on the ramp. And running knee back in the ring. Lee with a series of pin attempts and the body scissors while he strikes Sabre, who then rolls to the ropes for a break. Strikes exchange. Lee sends Sabre down. Sabre blocks the suplex into a guillotine. Lee gets him up, but Sabre able to counter with his own suplex, twist of the arm, not the neck, which is more, again, common Sabre attack. He usually goes for the neck, but this time he twisted the arm. He's working the arm. But Jake Lee's finisher is the kick. That's one thing, that face break kick or haluva kick. And I've got to be honest with you, nobody does it better. I've seen plenty of people do the haluva kick. I think Jake Lee looks the most vicious. We get a near fall by Sabre after a rugby kick, strikes exchange. Sabre back to the arm, but Lee delivers another knee to the gut of Sabre, just tearing him down, you know? And that's what I'm seeing here. More running knees, a pump fake, goes to the headlock. I've seen that before with Jake Lee. I like it. Front choke. Sabre's just going limp. Rope break. Lee with his evil laugh. Then Lee to the corner, but Sabre running strikes, palm strikes, big front kick. Sabre is in charge, but not for long. Back suplex by Lee, near fall. Choke slam block, kicks by Sabre. Big back elbow by Lee. Another choke slam attempt, again, counter to a triangle. And finally, the sequence ends with Sabre locking up the arm and then the other arm. And I was like, oh, shit. So Sabre, you know, he's not stopping Lee in his tracks to do his finisher, but rather he's working that. He worked that on. This is textbook academic wrestler. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. You got to give it to Sabre. No matter what, he's able to kind of bounce back. He finds ways to make the opponent tap out. Lee is no different. Sabre is 4-0. He's on top of the G1 right now. He and Evil, if you can imagine. Takes on Uno next. Lee is 1-3. Takes on Khan. Again, I don't want to see Khan lose. I don't want to see Lee lose. This match went 17 minutes and 46 seconds. Great match. This is probably the match. You know, this could have been the match of the night. I loved it. But we still have one more to go. We have Evil and versus Tetsuya Naito. Heartbreaking match right here. Naito, he's 1-2 at this point before the match. Evil's 3-0. Naito off the bat is just keeping Evil on his toes, frustrating the King of Darkness. Evil back in the ring. Naito rolls out of the ring. Evil after Naito, who's distracted by Dick Togo, slams Naito against the barricade and the table. I think the man, his name is Ava. Poor Ava gets taken out every time. He's down on the ground. Evil very vocal on the microphone. We get a fight outside. Naito sent into the chairs, then choked with one of the chairs. Naito back in the late teens, you know, after the count. Big whip to the corner by Evil. Pin attempt. Naito thrown out after an exchange. Togo throws him, into a chair. Red Shoes refusing to count Evil, a pinfall attempt by Evil after all these shenanigans. And Evil kept going for the neck breaker. Naito counters with the back to the knee, then the drop kick, back elbow. We get that long neck breaker, the pin attempt. So Naito's back in control, stretches, and Evil. And, Evil grabs the hair, so Naito does the same, grabs the hair right back. Big stop by Evil while Naito was caught in the ropes. Evil was controlled for a moment, but Naito with the elbows to the neck. We get Dirty Dick on the apron. Evil attacks with the turnbuckle. Naito gets a hold of it. Atomic drop, roll up. Evil with a pin attempt. Ref down. So Evil, again, he's used the turnbuckle pad at this point. He's done it many times. And Naito was able to get the attack. But then he comes in Kanemaru, who walked in with Dick Togo. And, of course, Evil, which tells you that's not common. So you knew something was going to happen. You knew Kanemaru was going to get involved. He's been getting involved these last 2 nights. Which is fun. But, my God, he's back with a vengeance, this Yoshinobu. He's beating up on Bushi, too. Now enters the ring, kicks Naito. 3 running attacks to Naito. Dick-to-dick contact we get. Kick out from Naito. If you know what that is, then you know. Magic Killer by Evil with the help of Dick. Near fall. Evil goes for everything. Is Evil. Block. Referee struck. Big pop, low blow. Pop-up, low blow. Imagine you're Kevin Owens doing the pop-up, but then instead of a powerbomb, you just kick him in the nuts by Naito. Haven't seen that one before. Reverse whip to an enziguri and the tornado DDT by Naito, who's now in control. Destino blocked. Referee somehow gets hit again. Dick Powder gets thrown in the air again, but this time hits Evil. And Kanemaru comes in to spit his whiskey. Textbook Yoshinobu Kanemaru. What does it do? It hits Dick. Bushi hits the mist to Kanemaru, then hits the great suicide dive. Only as Bushi can. He goes so fast. He's great. Excellent Destino we see, but only a near fall. At that point, it should have just ended. Naito hit the perfect Destino after all the, all the shenanigans, all the shit going on. Cluster just all hell broke loose. It should have ended right there. But Evil blocks a second Destino, lands everything is Evil for the win. The whole crowd just goes silent. Evil's 4-0, and Naito is 1-3. Evil's declaring that we have another match, and he starts beating up on. I think he tried to apply the sharpshooter or a scorpion deathlock. It looked like he hooked the right leg like a scorpion death lock, but torqued it like a sharpshooter. Evil takes on Newman next. I think that Newman can maybe just outpace Evil and catch him off his guard and win. And I think Naito will take on Sonata. We'll talk about that. I think he'll win too. So 16 minutes and 11 seconds. Not the longest match of the night. It was good, but just not quite there for Naito losing this. And what pissed me off is that Evil, of course, I was worried. He didn't do it. He did grab the title and claimed himself IWGP champion, but he didn't take the belt with him. He left it. So I was happy with that. We don't need that again. It's already been done with Sonata when Sonata was champion. No more. But Evil is a clearly he is a player in this tournament. Now he could lose the next 5 and he's out essentially. 4 and 5 is a losing record. He doesn't want that. He could lose to all the new generation. That very well may happen. He's beaten Sonata. He's beaten Jake Lee. He's beaten Naito. Can't remember who else he defeated, but he's beaten them. Whoever he faced, he beat. So, yeah, I'll just look at it really quick because it gets stuck in my head. Gabe Kidd, Gabe Kidd, who's not quite new generation, but he's younger and he's strong. He's intense, So that was your night 5. We're going to break into night 6, held on July 28th, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. And this one was at the convention center in Fukuoka. Fukuoka. I'm sorry if I can't pronounce it correctly. I'm trying my best. But Hakataku is the location, the ward of the city of Fukuoka. Fukuoka, beautiful city. But anywho, let's get right into this. Okay, this was also a good night. We have to talk about certain things, big things. Obviously, Goto versus Tsuji. I liked Finley versus Narita. Oh, God. Takeshita versus Inari was, I think, the match of the night. Not the longest match, but definitely longer than most. The only match that was longer than that one was the main event. So I think it was the match of the night. Takeshita belongs in New Japan. I'm sorry. He's got this music now that just sticks out. He could be their next ace. I'm sorry. He's the guy. He could be the next, Rainmaker. He could be the guy in New Japan. He's native. He's got the look. He's got the music. I swear they didn't. I mean, I know AEW did great promoting him, but they, as good as they did in AEW, they make him even better. And I don't think he needs the extra weight in Don Callis. He doesn't need it. He doesn't need to be a part of some group. He could be a part of a faction, but he didn't need to be around like all these people all the time. And he looks like $1 million, this guy. He's built like $1 million. He can move like $1 million. He's got the music. I love it. It's like kind of reminds me of almost like a Dragon Force. Not that fast, but just like old school metal with some ominous tones and like nice little, I just like the way that it kind of shifts in a direction of the sound. You have to kind of listen to it to hear it. I like it. I enjoy it. But man, every time I see Takeshita in the ring right now in the G1, he is just delivering, and he's doing really well. Okay, he's 3-1 now. Uemura takes his first defeat. That was a big one. That was a good one. ELP, he loses to Oleg. Again, ELP got one win, but now he's decked down. Poor ELP. So damn talented in the ring. Such a good character. Such good presentation in ELP. But Boleg's a beast. Okay, so I can't blame him. We'll talk about the first match. Starting with Toru Yano and Hiroshi Tanahashi. They're 2/3 of the 6-man tag team championships, the never open weight titles. And they defeat the Just Five guys, Taka Michinoku and Sanada. If they want, obviously Tanahashi just really showing off here. It's great to see him. He hasn't been in action throughout the G1. This is the first year he has not been competing in G1. It's crazy. It's 47, but he doesn't look like he's 47. Looks a little bit older, but I guess it's because of all that time in the office. No offense, but it shows. You got Tomoaki Honma, who's also around that same age, and he looks like $1 million. Hiroki Goto is 45, 46. Either way, looking like $1 million. And of course, Tanahashi, man, just like 4 or 5 years ago, looked like he just jacked. So it's kind of hard there's a big difference, but he still looked good in his move set and everything he did. He just brings smile to everybody's face. So it was great. And he wins with a Texas Cloverleaf applied on Taka Michinoku. He gets the pinfall victory. So that was nice. Second match, we got United Empire, Newman and Great Khan, versus House of Torture, Dick Togo and Evil. You know where this is going. United Empire gets a win. So I'm hoping that Great Khan and Newman come out victorious in night 8, I believe it is. Or night 7, sorry. That should be good. But Newman, he's just too fast for Evil. That's what I'm seeing. He catches him with the boot, Evil with the eye break, and whips Newman to the corner. So a nice little preview of night 7. Togo distracts the ref as Evil hits the gut of Newman with a chair. Khan tags in. Great Khan is tagged in. Takes it to Evil with a series of takedowns, looking good. Dick Togo in the ring gets caught with an eliminator by Khan. It's over. I mean, it's nice. It was pretty cool to see. I think that Evil has a long tournament ahead of him. So if he's going up guys like this, we got the third match in the Mighty Don't Kneel. You got Zack Sabre Jr. and Kosei Fujita teaming up against Tomoaki Honma. We talked about him and Shota Umino. Looked great. You're not going to let Sabre lose anything right now. But he's got to go up against Umino. They have a little stare down at the end of it. We see a little chop fest versus Honma and Fujita, which was nice. Umino and Sabre, they're doing their little preview with some chain wrestling. Get a nice drop from Umino Honma on the attack. Rocket Kokeshi by Tomohiro Ishii. And that's Rocket Kokeshi is the move. I believe that Fujita had applied, but Zack Driver is executed by Zack Sabre Jr. for the win. That's how it ends. We get a stare down between Umino and Sabre. I don't know. Sabre's going to get his first loss, I think, by Umino. Umino's looking on fire. This guy is a beast. All right. The new blood is stacked. Okay. They really are incredible. Okay. So anytime you see one of these new boys, you got to watch out. And we got fourth match, War Dogs. This is great. LIJ versus the War Dogs. It's Goto and Jake Lee and Gabe Kidd versus Naito, Shingo Takagi, and Bushi. Okay, all top LIJ. Of course, they're going to defeat Bullet Club with Goto, but the War Dogs, they attack LIJ before they can even do their fist bump. Disrespect. Kidd stops Takagi time too. He even at one point says it's Kid Taki Taki Ta. Kid's incredible. That's gonna be his new catchphrase. Kid Taki Taki Ta. All right, just mocking Shingo with disrespect. The match between these two will be a hard-hitting one. I look forward to it. Bushi with some offense on Goto. Kick and a pin attempt by Goto. Goto looking good. Almost gets Bushi, if not for the drop kick by Naito. Bushi gets the pin. It's over. The real fight is outside. Okay, as Kidd and Jake Lee are already working on Shingo. Okay, Takagi, he comes back in the ring. He's okay. You get a little close up of Kidd and Lee, talking about, and Kidd's talking about how this guy Jake Lee, he's my brother, he's my dog, and they work really well together. He's like he left the losers at All Japan. He left the losers at Noah. He knows who the real boys are. So he's my dog, and you get Jake Lee barking. It's great. Jake Lee fits perfect in Bullet Club. So yeah, and then we get on to the singles matches. All right, we got Oleg, Bolton Oleg versus El Phantasmo, and for the most part, they're going to pick up the pace. All the tag matches were about 6 to 7 minutes. It's going to start right here. This match right here went 12 minutes and 16 seconds, and it doesn't get any shorter than that moving forward. Oleg is 1 and 2, so is ELP. Oleg, he's going to overpower ELP throughout the start of the match. We get a big shoulder tackle after a drop kick from ELP. Shoulder blocks to ELP in the corner. Hard whip to the corner and a near fall. Another whip to a corner after a few strikes. Then to the arm bar. ELP quick to the ropes for a break. Oleg, long airtime vertical suplex. ELP with a crossbody and a moonsault. After a pin attempt, however, Oleg lifts ELP from his back and just after this pin attempt, just literally lifts him up and then turns it into a gut wrench. I've never seen anyone do anything like that, quite like that before. I loved it. It was cool to see. Kamikaze by Oleg is blocked. ELP, he ducks to allow Oleg to go over the top rope. Uses his momentum against him. ELP hits that suicida. Yato tells ELP to calm down after ELP is on the top corner post. He's going to do something crazy. He listens. He gets down, super kicks Oleg. Big senton and moonsault off the ropes near fall. ELP attempts to lift. Oleg can't do it. Series of exchanges, which ELP wins with the enziguri. Then he lifts Oleg for a variation Death Valley driver. It's what Stewart called a burning hammer, whatever. He hits Thunder Kiss, okay, plants it on Oleg, still only a near fall. ELP calls out for what he was trying to do. And that apparently woke the beast up in Oleg, who lifts ELP, tosses him over the rope to the floor. Now both are down. Oleg clutching his arm. ELP barely moving. ELP back in at 19. It almost looked like he was good for real. Be counted out. We have not seen a count out yet. Don't think that it can't happen because it very well can. It did more than once last year. He fell on his back at 18, and the ref was like raising his voice, 19! And sure enough, he came right back in at 19 from his back into the ring. It was close. 2 splashes, though. He runs right into 2 splashes from Oleg, near fall. Oleg lifts ELP, who fights off with kicks and goes for a tornado DDT. He gets caught, turns into a schoolboy pin, though. Then we get a roll through, backslide. ELP is trying to end this, all right? As best he can, because he knows he can't do this much longer. Oleg counters for a pin attempt, almost two. Nice drop kick from Oleg. Then the kick up. He lifts ELP, delivers the kamikaze for the pinfall victory. Oleg reaches out to shake hands. ELP eventually reciprocates. Nice little show of respect. Sportsmanship. Oleg, now 2-2, takes on Yota Tsuji. That's going to be a good one. That's going to be two beasts, two monsters. ELP, 1-3. Poor ELP takes on Jeff Cobb. I'm going for ELP for that one. So we'll talk about that. We shall talk about that. But yeah, once again, this match went about 12 minutes and 16 seconds. Good little match. We got sixth match, Jeff Cobb, Yuya Uemura. Had a feeling it was going to Cobb. Cobb's still in the running for this. He's a beast. He's so agile when he wants to be, and he's strong. He's always going to overpower a guy like Yuya Uemura, who's just got his standard traditional wrestling size and look and set of moves. That's great, but Cobb's a different animal. So, and Uemura's been killing it, 3-0, but Cobb 1-2, some chain wrestling to start. Yuya has the upper hand. Arm drag by Yuya, no go. Cobb holds on. A drop kick barely budges Cobb. And at this point, Uemura has to be understanding, at least in the storyline, that in this story of this match, that he cannot do the same stuff he's been doing to everybody else to Jeff Cobb. Cobb delivers a drop kick, sends Yuya down, then stands on Uemura. A big shot in the gut of Yuya, overpowering Yuya, lifting him up, hitting him with knees, and then tossing him like a bag of leaves. It's the best, or maybe like one of those stuffed animals you win at a carnival. Just surfboard stand. Eventually, after more punishment from Cobb, Uemura creates the distance to drop Cobb and send him out of the ring. Seemed like everything was Yuya would throw at Cobb. Cobb would have an answer for it. That's what it came down to. And his answer is the strength and agility. And then that standing moonsault. Beautiful. Landed. Near fall. Uemura chops Cobb in the corner. He does get the arm drag this time. Gets the drop kick, sending Cobb out of the ring once again. We get a crazy, crazy plancha by Yuya. I love Yuya's high flying. Okay, it's nothing too crazy. No 450s. Nothing you'll see from like Will Ospreay. Okay, but what he does do delivers. It hits hard. It's intensity, and it's almost a little wild. Like it doesn't look clean. I love it. I've never seen anyone do it like this to such success. It's great. I'm loving it. Great. He's got a great future, this guy. Yuya Uemura is definitely going to be New Japan roster elite, the best of the best down the line before things are said and done. Back of the ring, nice crossbody from Yuya, near fall. Yuya looking to hit the deadbolt, but Cobb fighting him off, so Yuya delivers dragon suplexes and a near fall. Wild frog splash again, what they call the high fly flow. Cobb catches him with an Uranagi lariat on the ground. He just literally lariats him on the ground. It looked great. Near fall. Get F5 blocked. Yuya strikes Cobb with another lariat. Cobb goes for the Tour of the Islands. Yuya counters to a roll-up. Then a crucifix. Just like the previous match, Yuya knows he needs to get this pin already because there's nothing, he's not going to be able to last against Cobb at this point. Cobb catches him with a whirlwind F5 beast. My God, the best F5 in the business today. Okay, until maybe Brock Lesnar gets paid. It looks amazing. And of course, that Tour of the Islands, executed to perfection. It's over for the win. Cobb 2-2. Uemura now 3-1. So he's upset. He was very upset, was Uemura. You could tell it's his first loss. Hey, don't worry, man. You are still, looking good with 6 points, and you still have a very bright future ahead of you, Yuya. Ever since he came in and joined the Just Five Guys after Kanemaru betrayed the Just Five Guys, he's just had a great spot in New Japan. I am so happy for Yuya Uemura. So we get to the seventh match, okay? The seventh match, probably the most anticipated match of the night. You knew they'd go hard, and you knew that they sure enough did. They lock up with intensity. We're talking about Hanare versus Konosuke Takeshita. They're both 2-1 at this point before the match. You get a side headlock takedown and head scissors exchange. Both of them try it. Both of them execute it. Hanare powers Takeshita to the rope for a clean break. They are bashing into each other's kicks. from Henare, and a shoulder tackle takes down Takeshita. Big forearm from Takeshita. Henare back up. Leaping lariat from Takeshita brings down Henare, who then goes outside. To the barricades goes Henare. Takeshita in control. On the apron, a DDT, back in the ring. Takeshita has Henare against the corner, striking him and even biting him until the ref stops that. Another DDT, near fall, then a rear chin lock. Henare back in it with kicks to take down Takeshita, but a drop toe hold followed by a strike keeps Takeshita in the driver's seat. Henare fights off the Blue Thunder Bomb, then able to hit that Enziguri. Berserker Bomb in the corner. Henare now dishing out to Takeshita. Samoan drop, perfect. Near fall. More kicks to Takeshita, who comes back up fighting. We get a spinning heel kick, though, by Henare. Rugby kick gets caught by Takeshita. Takeshita misses a lariat. We get a running knee from Henare. Takeshita almost gets a powerbomb. Henare turns it into a hurricane, or even a Frankenstein looked like. Then a drop kick. Big back body drop from Henare. Running lariat, but Takeshita with a running knee connects. And this is when he turns things around. He delivers that wheelbarrow German suplex, then a poison Rana. Henare hits a rampage. Both are down. Okay. Streets of Rage blocked. Big elbow to Henare, but Henare with a disaster kick. Huge lariat from Takeshita. And then this perfect Blue Thunder Bomb. I swear it's the best in the business. Takeshita has the best Blue Thunder Bomb. Suplex blocked. Henare with strikes. One big one from Takeshita just sends him down. Running knee blocked, but Henare's headbutt and hammerhead connect. I'm still thinking Henare might have this one. Still only a 2 count. Streets of Rage by Henare countered to one of Takeshita's own Streets of Rage. Then you get a brain buster. The rest is academic. Raging Fire. 1, 2, 3. Takeshita is 3-1. Henare is 2-2. Henare is going to take on Yuya Uemura next. And let's see. I want to look at who Takeshita faces. I forgot. Oh, he is taking on a David Finlay. Man. Again, I loved it, though. This was the best. Takeshita, after a very hard-hitting match, he just extends his fist. And Henare, reciprocates with they have a fist bump as a sign of respect. Okay. And this side of Takeshita is incredible. I mean, he that's where I see the glimpse of, like, this guy could be the guy in New Japan. Forget, he's great as a heel in AEW, but in New Japan, he could be the ace. Because he could be, he knows he will be able to cut as many promos as he wants in his native tongue. He'll have more comfortability, and he just exudes like, what a wrestler should be. And with a little bit of respect, that just makes him all the more face. So Finlay, we'll talk about Finlay. Finlay tonight shows a little signs of face as well. And it didn't look bad. And it was amazing how the commentators, how Walker Stewart was quick to kind of support Finlay, but had to remind himself, I can't do that. But it was coming out natural. I was very, very impressed. And I swear the crowd was cheering they're cheering Finlay because they knew Narita was going a little too dirty. So the eighth match, we've got Ren Narita versus David Finlay. Okay, we'll talk about that. But before we do, I will say that Takeshita versus Henare, I already mentioned it was the second longest match at 13 minutes and 19 seconds. So eighth match, David Finlay with Goto versus Ren Narita with Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Okay, Narita comes out to very little lighting. And I'm thinking Finlay's going to, attack him. Okay, because that's Finlay style. But Finlay comes out and Narita meets him on the ramp and brings the fight outside to the barricade. Finlay to the chairs. Yoshinobu attacks Finlay because the bell hasn't rung. I didn't think about that. So Yoshinobu's free. It's free game. Finally, they're both in the ring, Finlay and Narita. Bell sounds. Narita attacks Goto. He goes back out, attacks Goto, thinking, okay, this will piss Finlay off more, catch him off guard. And Finlay chases after him, leading to a running boot by Narita. On the outside, Finlay to the barricades. Then another boot to the head, sending Finlay over the barricade. We get an arm breaker on the barricade by Narita. Finley Finley's pissed at this point. So he's already had his head placed on the head of Finley to the corner post. Narita grabs a chair. Kanemaru distracts the ref, and Narita bashes Finley. In the ring, pin attempt only one. I'm just so surprised at how much offense Narita is dishing out on Finley. And dirty attacks. Tactics. It was great. Finley set up for a catapult into the bottom ropes. Looks sick. Then we got some exchanging of pin attempts. Got Narita, the chin lock. Big forearms from Finley, though. Narita to the eyes, eye rag. Finally, we get a spin-out power bomb of sorts, and a lariat from Finley. Sends them both outside. Now Finley up, whips Narita to the barricades. Little payback. He chases Kanemaru with the push-up bar that belongs to Narita to get him away, to get some distance, get him out of here. Drives Narita to the barricade, lifts him overhead, and long darts Narita into the corner post head first, and get a count starting, so they're back in the ring pretty quickly. Finley's barking like a war dog. Big running elbow. Looked sick, the intensity. And even Walker Stewart's just, giving, at this point, just affirming what we're already seeing here, that, Finley can go. Overhead slam. Crowd applauding Finley, okay? 2 count. Near fall. Narita able to deliver an exploder suplex. Looked very good. We get the running elbow, the pump kick, single arm suplex into the guillotine choke. Finley losing air. Falls on the rope for the break. Narita up top misses, lands, and rolls into Finley. Helicopter spin and drop. Finley hits the Dominator near fall. Finley calls for the end. Narita counters to a sleeper. Then slams Finley to the corner and back to the sleeper. He does this more than once before transitioning into a stretcher, rope break. Ref pushes Narita back, leaving an opening for Kanemaru to hit him with the whiskey. Okay, so whiskey spit does hit Finley. Kanemaru then in the ring. Finley has the shillelagh, okay? and we get a low blow from Narita. Okay, at this point, they both have weapons because Narita grabs a push-up bar. And they both connect, but Finley is able to really connect Narita. Okay, it's always about the sword fight over here. Finley does land a shot on Narita. Then a series of buckle bombs. 2 buckle bombs. Signals Goto to bring in the ref. 1 more power bomb on the mat. Pinfall victory. Doesn't even go into oblivion after this point. He just knocked him out with that last power bomb. So 1, 2, 3. Finley is the winner. He's now 2-2. He's back in it. Narita also 2-2. He's still in it. Great match for what it was. This match went 12 minutes and 26 seconds. I was very impressed. I was not expecting it to go like this. Narita has a mean streak, as if it wasn't already there. Now he's just showing how vicious this guy, vicious of a side this guy has. He's looking very good. Want to see more Red Narita. Can always watch Dave Finley. So let's take a look at yes, of course, Finley takes on Takeshita, but we've got Ren Narita versus the guy who's in this main event, Hiroki Goto. Okay, 9th match. All right, we got Hiroki Goto versus Yota Tsuji. This one went 17 minutes and 5 seconds. Really looked like Tsuji just had beaten him down, beaten Goto to the point where he couldn't even get up. But Goto gets the second win and he wins. So Goto, he was 1-2 before this. All right. He had just had one. Tsuji is also 1-2. One of them's going 1-3. Not where you want to be at all. Goto still looks like a beast though. When he comes in, we get the Goto chants, Here's Yuta chants. Yoda chants. But no. They lock up, you get a clean break. Yoda takes the arm after the second lockup. Goto reverses into the hammerlock. Goto reverses into a headlock. So some chain wrestling. Whip by Goto, shoulder, bash, no budge. Goto gets the hip toss. Yoda outside to regroup. Back in the ring, Yoda reverses, and he reverses the whip, but Goto able to attack. Big shot to the gut and a whip to the ropes by another shot to the gut of Goto. He goes outside. Yoda sends it back into the ring. Big chop in the corner. It already looks like Yoda's kind of like acting like this match is going to be a walk in the park. Shoulder blocks, hard elbow shot to the back. Body scissors applied until the rope break. Goto eventually lands a lariat that sends Yoda down to the corner, then that spinning heel kick, back suplex, pin attempt. Yoda uses his legs to lock on the skull of Goto and send him down, almost like a curb stomp. It looked good. Not quite a curb stomp, but a face plant nonetheless. Body slam by Yoda into the splash pin attempt. Everything this guy does, much like Bolton Oleg, it could be the most standard move, textbook move on the market, but it's going to look twice as well when it's done by a guy like this. Goto, he does hit his Ushigoroshi sequence of strikes. Goto hits that inverted GTR onto the knee and the lariat. Tsuji catches a Goto with a backbreaker, though. 2 stomps, near fall. I mean, he's just stomping on Goto again and again. And Goto has become dead weight at this point. Front kick from Tsuji. Another stomp from Goto. Marlow, he goes for the Marlow, crashes. He misses it, but not the knee. Lifts him into a landslide. Goto out at 2. I swear I thought this was it. Tsuji attempts the spear, missed, roll up by Goto. Tsuji with another kick. Goto counters and into GTW near fall. Looked good. Nice little swinging. It's almost like a swinging sit-down drop with the elbow. Looks good. Goto has his own signature set of moves. I like it a lot. This guy is very, he has a great familiar look, but he also has just his own style, familiar yet different. I love it. Goto back up, second win. He's charged. Big kick, lariat. GTW looks beautiful. Near fall, goes for GTR. Eventually gets it. Followed by the 1, 2, 3. So Goto, he's now now he's 2-2. So Tsuji's got to come up. He's had a lot of good matches, but he needs to get more wins. So there you have it. Those are your nights 5 and night 6, and great matches. Let's talk about nights 7 and nights 8, just for the record, so that I can talk about. I'm just going to talk real quick about the singles matches, so that moving forward we know where we're at with this. And I'll of course love to give little predictions beforehand to see what happens. You got Newman versus King of Darkness, Evil. I'm going with Newman. Okay, he'll outpace him and he'll win. He'll find a way to win. Newman. Khan versus Jake Lee. See, Jake Lee's got that one win over Sonata that just makes all the other losses better than Khan's. 0-4 now? So maybe Khan needs a win, but wouldn't be surprised if Jake Lee wins. Oh, man. Got Shota Umino over Zack Sabre, man. Hate to do it, but I think Umino's going to win. Okay, I love Zack Sabre, but I think Umino's got it. Umino's great. He's not Zack Sabre, but he's green. He's a rookie, more or less. He's got many more years left, on the horizon. So I'm going to go with Umino, though. We got Shingo Takagi versus Gabe Kidd. Will be a good match. Going with Takagi. I think I'm going to go with Takagi. Kidd could win. This is a close one. This is going to be a hard-hitting, badass of a match. I want to look at his record. I want to look at Shingo Takagi's record to see. It just gives me a better idea of where this is going. Let's go to night 5. So, Takagi time. Lost to Newman. Defeated Great O'Connor. He defeated Naito, so he's 2-2. Because I know he lost again. He lost to Shota Umino. He's losing to the New Blood. So, he's new blood, but he's newer blood. He's not the new generation, I guess you could say. The next class of wrestlers. So, this is a very close one. I could see Shingo lose. I could give it to Kidd. I'd like to see, I could see either or win. I'd be happy with either one winning. I'm going to go with Kidd. I think Kidd is due for a win. Another win. You got the final match of the night. Main event, Tetsuya Naito versus Sonata. I got to give it to Naito. I mean, both of these guys are hurting. Sonata's like 2-2, though. Taking 2 losses, 1 to Jake Lee, 1 to Evil. Naito is 1-3. And I just don't think that he needs another loss. However, if anything, these 2 guys need to go up against each other at Wrestle Kingdom, and Sonata needs to beat him there. So I think Naito is going to win this one. This is one for Naito. So those are your predictions for nights 7. Let's talk night 8. Hanare versus Yuya Uemura. And Yuya's on fire. I'm going to give it to Inari, though. He's going to bounce back with a win. El Phantasmo versus Jeff Cobb. I got to give it to ELP, my boy, because Jeff Cobb's done really, really well. ELP needs a win. Okay, not saying anything that Jeff Cobb can't. I won't be surprised if Cobb wins. I got to give one to ELP. Goto, Roki Goto versus Ren Narita. Man, see, it was okay that Ren Narita lost to Finley. Is it okay if he loses to Goto? I don't know. I think he's going to win. I think Ren Narita is going to win. Then you got Takeshita versus David Finley. This is going to be badass. It's going to be badass. Both are like right now on fire. Takeshita's 3-1. Finley's 2-2. I think Finley's going to win. I would not be surprised if Takeshita wins. He can take another loss and still be 3-2. He's still good. So I feel like Finley's going to win. And that is your predictions for nights 7 and nights 8. They've already taken place. I will watch them tomorrow. Try to get a review in by tomorrow, or I'll try to do it by August 2nd. And then that way I'll have a review for you by hopefully August 4th or 5th of nights 9 and 10. We'll get nights 9 and 10. So there you go. It's been great. It's been great, guys. It's been a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it. Up in the air, even more so than last year. Really don't know what's going to happen with this one. But it's looking good so far. It's looking really good. I still think Sonata is going to win this whole thing. But we will have to wait and see. Okay? Hit that like and subscribe button at ChannelCortez33 for both Instagram, Twitter, and of course YouTube. Please add some comments. Tell me what you think of this year's G1 Climax. Do you think that Sonata is going to go all the way? Who do you think is going to win this whole thing? And what do you think? Which match do you think was the best so far? Until next time, we'll see you all later. You guys enjoy SummerSlam this Saturday. Again, you can check out it was about a 12-minute preview and prediction of SummerSlam. You can check that out. Of course, you can check out my other reviews for the G1 Climax. Nights 1 through 4, all individual nights, and we'll talk. We'll move on from there. I'll take care. Have a good night. Try to stay cool. See you next time.